I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen, you bitch. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my clique. I need a 30 for 30. All right, bro. There was a major showdown in NFL, though. Who some would consider future GOAT in Patrick Mahomes, and who most, not me, who most consider the current GOAT in Tom Brady. What up, Stanley? They faced off, and Mahomes got the better of Tom. Now, Tom did come back in that second half and make it a game. I can't cap about that. But that first half, my God. Now, that's part of the reason why I told folks kind of pump the brakes, though, on Pat, because I want to see Pat go through some things, because Pat got some fucking weapons. That son bitch cheater, the son bitch had, what, 200 yards in the first quarter?
Two bills in the first quarter, I think.
Bruh, had that happened before? Had that happened? I know guys have put up more yards in a game. I know he didn't break that record. But I can't personally remember a guy putting up 200 in the first, out the gate, 200.
Tecmo Bowl. Super Tecmo Bowl.
I got a guy on Madden doing that shit right now. But bruh, that shit was fucking crazy. Pat Mahomes got some weapons, bro. You got that boy. You got Travis Kelce. We ain't talking about Kelce. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about Kelce motherfucking ass. But can't count. Tom Brady got some weapons too.
They do.
And if you pay attention, when that camera went to that sideline a couple times, I know Mike Evans ended up with the 2 touchdowns. But before that, when Tom had threw the goddamn interception off Cub helmet, and then he was trying to come tell Mike Evans how he should have done on the hot route, Mike Evans wasn't trying to hit it.
He wasn't trying to hit it.
He wasn't trying to hit that shit. But Tom got Mike Evans. He got Antonio Brown. He got his boy Gronk. So it was a great game to me. Could look like a fair fight. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get y'all reaction to it, man. What do y'all think going forward we will see from both of these teams and both of these quarterbacks? T, we'll start with you, dog.
If the Bucs had Rondé Barber and John Lynch, it'd be different. Somebody find them boys a secondary, man. Them boys are too young, man. They too young. They're very undisciplined. I've been watching it all season. They're very aggressive, and I think they're aggressive, but they're not disciplined. And there's a difference in that. And once again, they've gotten cooked. The Saints cooked them collectively the other week. Cup cooked them Monday night. And Tyreek, you don't need to single cover him.
Yeah, Cup. I forgot Cup did do the fool on them too. Yeah,
he did
in the first half. So you know, I'm just saying, man. The defense didn't do Brady no favors. I was at work, so I couldn't see the game. But hey, man, when you just pitch and catch with Mahomes and Tyreek, you got problems, and you know dang well if you give that boy a step, it's a wrap. Now, they fought back and they closed it to 3? I think it was 27-24. But it just goes to show you though, Brady, this ain't the league of 99, 2000, 2001, 2000. This ain't the league where you could just, you ain't got to do a whole lot because Belichick done schemed you into a win. Then all you got to do is just hit Edelman on them short routes and get the ball and get the yak. The design plays and things like that he had the luxury of. He had a luxury of great offensive coordinating and great game planning. He don't have that in Tampa Bay. So maybe
streets say it was all him, T. No, they streets say it was all Tom, man.
Well, okay, then it should be all Tom right now, and it ain't. So what we doing? So if the streets go tell me it was that, then he ought to be doing things even more special in Tampa Bay. So here's where I'm at with it. Wells, Mahomes is special. Let's just keep that in mind, okay? As you go through life.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say about
I know
him?
what you're saying.
I'm not saying he's not.
I
I'm
just
not
want to
saying
throw a
he's
little.
not special. You're absolutely right.
I just want to throw a little gas on the fire. He's
You
special.
right. You right. He's
He's
special.
special. He's special.
Jordan-esque.
I ain't gonna say all
That's
that.
see,
He's
that's
special.
where no.
He gonna do what he do.
He
I'm,
trying to get me riled
I
up. That's
know.
what he
I
trying
know
to.
what he trying to do.
I could. And you know what? You know what, Joe? It worked. It worked because I got something to say about that when I come back. All right,
But
go
now,
ahead.
but all I'm gonna say is this: the Chiefs are the team that they can go turn to that defense and go, "Hey, we don't even need y'all tonight. We good. We got it. Y'all go ahead and let them put up 42. We get 49." That's just that type of team. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they do match up with like the Steelers, or I'll be honest with you, I like to see them match up with the Titans again. That might be a nice one. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm segueing a little bit, but man, the way the Titans came out this past week against them Colts, man, them boys was in a bag.
That boy the MVP to me.
And you know for a fact they gonna hand the ball off to Henry, and you know they ain't got but one dynamic receiver, and they still can't stop them boys. You know it.
Hey,
You know
T,
coming in.
that was kind of fool's gold though, because the coach didn't have DeForest Buckner.
Not my problem.
Like, so because when they played him the first time, Henry was an afterthought.
Henry still
He
had
was just
100 in that game, didn't he?
I know, and they wasn't even close. Like you could tell the coach had it. They had their hand on the game.
If one guy is that dynamic, then okay. Sorry, coach.
Is Buckner,
but
Reggie
still,
White liking his
still
bitch?
Hey,
I
no,
didn't know
the
that.
man is the truth.
Why we trade him then?
Cause we stupid.
All right, good with that. I move
49er
on.
fan love Buckner. Come out, my
I'm
partner
moving on.
Kiki be talking about.
Ooh,
I'm moving
beast.
on.
Yeah, beast.
Oh, y'all fuck with. That one thing about them 49er fans. Y'all fuck with y'all boys hard. I will say that.
Let me see. This game basically, I mean, shit, it ain't so no different from what I've been saying about both teams. Mahomes, he a motherfucker, but he in a good ass situation too. That's one thing that I gotta show people. Like, I'm not saying Mahomes got arm talent, he got special arm talent, but that shit look way better when you got pieces like how he got. Like the focus gonna be on Tyreek. But shit, like you said, Kelsey, them motherfuckers look like 1A, 1B to me. When I'm looking at the team, when I'm looking at the games, it's looking like, okay, if Tyreek is the number one, he 1A. Kelsey 1B. You see what I'm saying? Because he getting just as many targets as well. And he making critical plays as well. And then we not just mentioning like if Sammy Watkins, if they decide to like just forget about him and forgetting that this man still raw, you know what I'm saying? We had to learn that the hard way as 49ers fans. Like, shit, if you leave him open, he can do your ass too. And Hardman, all them type of guys. And then, oh yeah, by the way, Clyde and if you want to say what McCullough got a little bit in the tank at running back, he got pieces, man. Like, he got pieces that a lot of people don't have.
You talking
And
about
then
Le'Veon Bell, ain't you?
yeah, Bell. Like, if he got anything left in the tank, but damn, that's a good ass backup. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Hell
if
yeah.
all else fails, you got Bell as a backup. But like you said, Wells, shit, Brady got just as many weapons too. Like, we can't, like, this is why I be arguing when it comes to people with Brady. All right, this shit is showing that it was New England defense that was saving his ass a lot. Was defense. Now that he don't have that defense, all that dinking and dumping shit, it ain't the same when somebody finna run it up on your ass. Cause like TJ, you said they ain't doing no favors. They did them one when what Mahomes fumbled the ball or some shit like that. Cause they could have went up. It could have went up. It could have been like 20 something to what 3 or something like that. They could have went up
Yeah.
real on the boys.
Yeah,
Where it'd have been like,
I
yeah, you
thought they
go
were
ahead.
gonna end up getting a 40 piece. They ended up just giving up 27.
Yeah, because it was like they could have. They was in the red zone when they recovered that fumble, and then I think they went back and scored or something like that. But like I said, when it come to that, Brady don't have that luxury of a I'ma lock you down defense type. He don't have that no more. Like, they front seven good. They gonna stop the run. When it come to them DBs, shit, Joe, like, all us out there can get money off there. Like, all us can get out there. And at least we can get fit down there. You know what I'm saying? We can get there. Cause I don't know what the fuck they was doing. Like, man, I was seeing some shit. They was 1-on-1 in this hill. Like, what is you doing? I
Like,
seen
okay, in that situation then, Claire, and you played football at a high level too. You played for Starkville, right?
uh-huh.
All right. And for those of y'all outside of Mississippi, Starkville High School is a perennial powerhouse in high school football here in the state of Mississippi. So, what would you do in that situation? Like we saying, all these weapons like that. So you got Art. I know y'all gonna say, and I agree with y'all, the child boy with 49 is the best tight end. Okay. But after him, you got Kelsey. So if I double Tyreek, I'm leaving Kelsey 1-on-1. But do you say I got to double Tyreek because he's the deep threat? What do you do?
I ain't finna double team nothing. They gonna have to beat me underneath, man. Like, I'm sorry, man. I get it. You can keep moving the ball down the field, but unless I'm putting heat on Mahomes, where it'll give me enough time to get back there before Tyreek leave your ass. Cause like if you double that man, if you double that man, Kelsey gonna eat your ass up all day. Like
All day.
or Clyde. Like if we forgetting Clyde a pass catcher and a runner. Like he can leak it out there, and Mahomes smart enough to take what he can get. Like Mahomes ain't no different from any other quarterback. You gotta put pressure on him. But the thing is, if I'm gonna do that shit, I'm not gonna 1-on-1 Tyreek, because man, if that blitz or whatever you trying to do don't get through, he gone. Like look, and nobody is catching him. So it's like in them situations, and I had to, like with us, even though we had the luxury of having a great defensive line, but man, you got to zone that and keep it in. Like you got to give up some. I'm not gonna give up them explosive plays. They gonna have to nickel and dime that shit until we get to like the 30. Then we ain't got to worry about like Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? Running 50 yards down the field because the back of the end zone our other defender. So it's like you gonna have to underneath that shit all the way till we get close. It depending on your personnel. The Bucs problem is they don't have no DBs to do nothing. So it's like they was doing shit like I was saying them try to do cover 2s, cover 3s. You know, they were trying to do every damn thing, and wasn't nothing working. Wasn't nothing working in that shit. But it's like,
you know something? Tom Brady left a place that had the defensive player of the year as a DB last year. You know what I'm saying? He left the place. Like the shit they complaining, well, his stands saying he don't have now. They claiming he ain't got no pass catching, true pass catching running back. He left that shit. They claim they getting on the coaching. They saying, yo, what has Bruce Arians ever done? You had arguably the GOAT coach. You left that shit. And you talking about DBs. You had the boy last year won the goddamn defensive player of the year. Gilmore, no nobody talk about it.
Man, look, this is what it is. They don't want to see the obvious. Man, like the majority of them rings, if not all of them, this man had an elite defense, like a top defense. And he had enough weapons. Like, I don't want to say because this sounds disrespectful, but he like in them years, he was like a little bit above a game manager, man. He wasn't like this super dynamic, like, okay, Tom finna kill us. He didn't make mistakes. The defense always gonna keep you in games because you had a coach that was gonna take away the best shit that you did on offense. You see what I'm saying? And Brady did just enough to move them chains to kick field goals to win Super Bowls and shit. So it's like, man, to me, it's like they don't see that, man, Brady, he need a defense because, man, outside of what was it, that Godwin catch, even though I put even though Brady just laid it out there and Godwin went out there and got it, but it's like the most of his shit that he doing gonna be like 10 and in or 15 or something like that. He
leads the league in air distance yards.
Man, please don't start that skip stuff.
What? He leads the league in air distance yards.
Man, look. That's what I'm saying about this shit. They was heating that boy up last night, and he fold like he get like Stephen A. say, he tap dancing in the pocket. When he started tap dancing in the pocket, you put heat on Brady, he's just like every other quarterback. He folds, and that dinking and dumping shit not gonna work against the Chiefs. They'll put up money on you at a heartbeat. Now, I say this, he did he did bring them back. You know what I'm saying? Brought them back to where it was respectable and shit like that. I don't understand why they weren't running the ball more. That's like Kansas City, one of their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? What Jones when he told it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys to do that to even keep Mahomes off the field. Like Brady, this is what I'm saying. Brady, you got the weapons. You don't have that defense. You gonna have to put up numbers a lot of them times. That dinking and dumping shit, that shit not gonna work against everybody because you run across teams that exploit your offense, your defense, the DBs. You gonna have to go back there and match that money with them. And in New England, shit, you may shut motherfuckers down, or they just be, what I'm saying, like the defense take control of the games. He don't have it, and he got a run stopping defense. And if they ain't stopping on the pass, his ass grass, bro. And it show in the record, like man, he not beating none of these teams that we'll say contenders outside of y'all, Wills.
We ain't no contenders. We ain't no.
I'm saying I'm talking about decent. Like if we looking at the NFC, right? Looking at the NFC, y'all one of the top teams in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Even though I say
we got an explosive offense, but our defense trash.
I get you, but still, I'm just saying, looking at the landscape of the NFC, because the AFC better than the NFC this year. But looking at the NFC, y'all one of the top teams, and shit, y'all the only team that they really beat that you would say is a top team. Everybody else, they losing. So it's like it go back to what I was saying earlier. It's like they on paper look good, but like when you have to play these teams that's not gonna bullshit with you. They taking them L's, and they go all back to Brady, the old Brady. He ain't the old Brady. He the old Brady. That's all I gotta say.
Joe, what you think, man?
Man, now, mind you, 2 weeks ago, I said the Bucs was gonna go 500 the rest of the way. Since then, they done lost 2 already.
Right. Look here.
So I just want to point that out.
Negro dumbers.
Right. Man, here's the thing. I can recall me saying I didn't think the Bucs had a good defense. And people were telling me, well, they in the top 10 on this, that, and third. Now everybody's saying that they don't have a good defense. But they saying that.
They number 13 right now in points.
But my thing is, they only saying it to continue to hype up Brady. Now, here's the thing, right? We talk about what happened in the first quarter, the second quarter. Chiefs went dumb, right? And then we say, but Brady made it a respectable game, 27-24. So was it not the defense that was stopping the Chiefs in the second half? So either they got a good defense or they don't. So we got to choose one. Man, Brady, what he did in that game, that was like the Chiefs were just up. They were just waiting for the game to be over with.
Mm-hmm.
Like at that point, they probably went dime prevent and just was giving up stuff just to go and get this game over with. Mahomes, look, he's great. I understand he got a luxury that a lot of people don't have, but let's just, what if you put Kyle Bowler at QB, I don't think he's putting up the Mahomes number. Like Mahomes can sling the football. He's precise. He's accurate. He can throw deep. Like he's a great QB. No, it just so happened he has great weapons.
He the shit now, but nah, we can't compare him, man. No Kyle Bowler.
No. What I'm saying is,
when I'm saying that, I'm comparing him to Brady and Rodgers and Montana and Marino and all them guys.
Right. No. But what I'm saying is, if his supporting cast is that great, he at least could lift up Kyle Bowler. And what I'm saying is I don't think Bowler put up those type of numbers. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But man, the Bucs, I had the Bucs going 9-7. They pushing pretty close.
what their schedule looking like? What they got to do away?
Atlanta point. They got a week schedule. They got a week schedule coming up.
They got Atlanta twice, the Vikings and the Lions.
Week schedule.
And so here's what I'm saying. You know, the Atlanta. The only thing I say, if
They ought to
Julio,
run the table on that then.
if,
They ought
if,
to
if,
run
Ju-
the table on that.
if Julio and Gurley play, I think point wise, Atlanta can keep up with the Bucs.
Yeah, now
And
Atlanta just blasted the Raiders, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know what the fuck that was all about.
yeah. I don't know what that game was because they made Atlanta defense look like they was the.
Man, I don't even know
Anyway,
about
man, that game I kind of knew the Chiefs was gonna win. I suspected it. I really don't think the Bucs are the real deal. I keep saying it. Brady and Mike Evans, they do not have a rapport.
I think
Those
you've been
two guys,
consistent with that, Joe, from the
yeah,
beginning of the year, even after Antonio signing. Yeah, I would have to check the tape. But I think you've been consistent with these boys are fraudulent.
right. So I'm able to pay attention to the Brady and Mike Evans thing because I got Evans on in fantasy, and I see that Evans he's not putting up the numbers like he did with Jameis. He's not, and it's cause Tom can't throw that ball consistently down the field, and that receiver actually catches it. We ain't gonna talk about this air distance stuff.
It's important though.
But since you brought up Skip, I don't know if Skip will ever see this, but I do. As I made the point earlier, I saw him talking with Shannon, and he talked about how horrible the defense was, but then he said Brady made the game respectable. Well, if the defense was that horrible, the Chiefs is not going to only put up 27 points. Not considering what they were doing in the first quarter, in the first half. Like the Chiefs should have had put up a 50 burger or something?
It was going that way. It's kind of like that Super Bowl that time when Atlanta ran off on the plug.
Yeah.
And then Brady started doing numbers, but also the defense tightened up. And
exactly.
And y'all boy were making some bad play calls too. By not.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I knew the Chiefs was gonna win. I don't think the Bucs are the real deal, and they are gonna make the playoffs. But I think they're gonna go out first round because they're not winning the South.
I want to throw one thing out real quick. I just seen, and I'm gonna call my boy BA out. I'm gonna call Bruce Arians out. He's got the fourth leading rusher in the NFL right now, Ronald Jones Jr.
Fourth.
That motherfucker.
And he ain't with hold on. What's his yards per carry then? Because
he's not getting them in the book.
At least in the prime,
he's averaging 5 a carry.
That motherfucker get a half of a first down per carry.
You got 800.
I got to go.
BA got to run that ball, man.
I got to talk about BA for a minute, man, because
run that ball.
You know, if you telling me that Ronald Jones Jr. would have been the fourth leading rusher in the NFL today, I'd have been like, "You's a lie. Ain't no way." But that dude he's got 820 yards right now. He's behind James Robinson. Shout out to him in Jacksonville. That boy running that title.
Yeah.
And then Henry and Cook, we already have surpassed 1,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute now. Where's the balance in the offense? I mean, he had only 9 carries this past game against the Chiefs. He had 10 the week before. And then in the Carolina game, he had 23.
Now, okay, in this game, would you say so few carries might be because they got down so quickly? Like, I know they first 3 drives, they were 3 and out. And then it's another game I know they got down. And then they went to the pass and shit like that. Would you say so that played a role in it? Or does BA not want to run that bitch and he want to push that ball downfield?
That's the problem.
He does. I think he does want to push the ball downfield. But he got but also sometimes I think too, because see, beginning of the year, they acted like Ronald Jones was just chopped liver.
They did.
And
that's why they got Leonard Fournette.
They brought, they got all these backs behind him. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
They still got McCoy, don't it?
Yep.
Yeah. But I'm saying, you got Ronald Jones, who last year late was really coming on. And then it's like, okay, you're not going to get this guy a chance to solidify being the number one. And he's still fourth in the league behind a team that don't want to run the rock. They didn't run the rock but 3 times against the Saints. It's like, well, what we doing? He's showing you he can break away. He showed you that in the Carolina game. I can go the distance if I need to. He's showing you I can tote a good amount of carries. I think at one point early in the year, they were saying he was like 3rd or 4th in the league in yards after contact. So he's showing you I don't just go down after the first hit.
Not only that, he just this past game he caught a swing pass and took it to the house
and made a hell of a play.
Right.
I'm just saying,
So yeah,
man.
BA definitely tripping.
Man.
What's going on there?
They don't like Ronald Jones though.
Does he lose his job, y'all?
Can we say this then?
If they don't make the Super Bowl, does he get the axe?
BA?
BA.
No.
Do they sacrifice their coach for this legendary player?
No.
Because I'm hearing rumblings of that.
Man, if they do that, because Brady's not gonna play that long, man. I don't think
he ain't gonna get no better. That's what I'm saying. It ain't like they stunting Brady growth. This the Brady we gonna see, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They really, like I said, Bruce like to air that motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? That dinking and dumping shit like that really ain't, you know what I'm saying? What Winston was doing minus the interceptions. What he was doing minus the interceptions. That's what they want to do.
That's a big old minus.
Hey, they brought in Antonio Brown just because Brady wanted him. Remember, BA said, I don't want him going from the Steelers shit.
Yep.
And the folks in high management said, fuck that. We getting them.
That's true.
And Tampa Bay been in all these primetime games and all that kind of shit. They might not win the Super Bowl. They got some revenue out the ass this year.
Super Bowl in their house, ain't it?
I wouldn't be surprised if the ownership and GM bow down to this legendary quarterback and give him what because him and Bruce Arians ain't getting along now.
Yeah.
Them boy
Can we apologize to Jameis?
I've been
if we say BA is the problem, can we apologize to Jameis?
Yeah,
I've been said that.
I said it was the eyes that my boy couldn't see.
I'm gonna say
he couldn't see. He needed the surgery, Joe.
I think trying to push it downfield in this NFL is tough. And if you ain't got burners like Mahomes got, you ain't been pushing nothing downfield like talking about. So
and if you got glaucoma too, you can't push it downfield. The man got cataracts.
With Winston, I'm looking at this shit like this. With Winston, last year, I think his QB quarterback rating and shit like that, wasn't it like damn near the same as Brady or better? Like, this is what I'm saying. Winston, this is what I'm saying. I don't understand why people get on Winston because of the interceptions. But it's like they didn't invest in that line like they did with Brady. Like they drafted first round picks for the man, bringing in. They trying to solidify that line for Brady. But it's like, okay, because I know Winston. I seen like a lot of that shit Winston was doing was crazy and shit like that. I'd have seen plays where it's like 1,000 and he got a juke and jab and shit to get out of way of sacks. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't. And with a system that wants you to push the ball down the field, you're gonna throw picks and shit like that. I say that, okay, this is why I don't like this shit, because they say, okay, Winston is trash. He this in the third. I ain't never remember Winston putting up only 3 damn points versus the Saints, which is the team that you really got. You got Brady for that. You ain't getting Brady to do all this other shit. You getting Brady to win that division. You getting him for that. You ain't getting him for no other reason, like unless you're talking about Wells, like you said, for revenue. But if you get Brady, like it wasn't like Winston was winning 3 or 4 games or no shit like that. Man, win 7 games. So it's like, okay, all right, what improvement have you really got by getting Brady and all these other weapons? I argue that if you put that same amount of weapons and energy into Winston, I know damn well Winston ain't losing the to the Saints like that. At least you making it close.
Clay, you're right. He had the same QBR that Brady had last year. Exact same QBR.
With minus none of the weapons.
Hey, you gonna have to act. No, Skip Bayless gonna respond to shit. Damn.
Go. Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.